welcome once again to Culinary Executive Masterminds with Chef Christian. And we have our special guest here, Phil.
Very happy to be here.
Thank you. And Phil is one of our newest members. And Phil, would you mind telling about the experience you've had with us?
Not at all. I'd be happy to. A little bit of my background, I've had a lot of sales experience over the years, managed different sales organizations and companies. And I've seen a lot of these type of, programs. And a lot of times what happens in a program like that is you hear, hey, I've done this, I've been very successful, and just do what I did here, and you could be successful too. And, there's a certain benefit to that. And I've seen a lot of that over the years, but there was something that was very, very different about the Culinary Executive Mastermind group. And it was obvious to me right away that there is a vested interest in not just making sure that you understand what you need to succeed, but I felt like I was grabbed by the shirt collar and that I was going to be pulled right into across that finish line to make sure I succeed. Much more interaction and much more involvement than just, hey, look at me, I've been successful and you can be successful too. No, I felt like, yeah, you can be successful, but we're going to make sure you are, and we're going to give you the tools, and we're going to actively engage with you to make sure that happens. That is a dramatic departure from a lot of what I've experienced in the past.
Wow, that's fantastic. And in the short little while that you've been a member with us, what are some of the things that have changed in your life?
So many things. I mean, I think the motivational aspect of it has been amazing. Sales is a tough game. And if you're going to do sales, you're going to face negativity. That's part of the game. It's a numbers game. You're going to try to break down barriers, build relationships, and you're not always going to succeed. So it's very important to understand that you have to start very, very high at the top of your sales day, because you are going to get sometimes, knocked down as the day goes on. So I think I love the focus on the motivational aspect and really understanding what it is that you're trying to do, what your goals are, and that what you need to do to achieve those goals. I mean, you hear words like that all the time. I get that. It sounds very cliche, but it really is tremendously important. And I get a very strong sense of that, and have gotten a very strong sense of that from you guys. And I appreciate that. It's had a very profound effect on me.
Thank you, Phil. So I love what you said. So we you quantified it as or qualified it as motivation. We look at mindset, because we really, I have felt in some businesses, and
Sure.
For me, where this really becomes valuable to people like you, and I appreciate you being on and talking to us today, is really where we can help you say, hey, this is something I had to learn because I screwed up, or I didn't do that. So and what Joe and I are really keen about is we don't teach or we don't practice theory. What we showing and what the information we share is what we personally did and what we went through. So I have a question to you. So if there's somebody watching this and they're on the fence, should I sign up or should not sign up? What would you say to somebody if they're on the fence becoming part of this event?
I would say, based on my own individual experience, they should definitely sign up, because they're going to get more than they might initially think they're going to get. I had a predetermined mindset. Understand, this is not my first rodeo. I had a predetermined mindset of what I was going to get out of this, and it was blown away. And that is something that at this point in my career, I did not expect to happen. And I think they will be very, very surprised at what they can actually get out of it if they take away those conceptions of what they think is going to happen compared to what actually does. So I would kick them over the fence and tell them they should get into the arena. And that's the honest truth.
And with this journey that we want to pay it forward, how do you feel about that?
I think I heard you say at the beginning that was a focus for here, that is something that drives your mission. And I thought it was just going to be like, okay, of course they're going to say that, but no, that is something that I love, that I don't think I have done in my career so far. And I think you get a tremendous amount of good feeling at it, paying it forward. And what I've taken it away from that is that I would like to do that a little more myself. It's something that I think's been missing from my experiences, and I'm excited to do that. And you're showing me the way on how I didn't think about that as much. I think I'm more of a person like I want to get in there. I want to succeed. I want to do what I do. But I think it really does give you a sense of satisfaction to also pay it forward. And that's just another good
I love what you
experience.
said with that, because one of the philosophies Joe and I have is that when you learn something which could have a profound impact on somebody's life and career and business, I think you have an innate ability, or you should, or you have almost a responsibility to teach somebody and teach them to somebody, because you can make somebody else's life, going in a whole different direction by teaching something you learn. So Joe and I always looked at, there's a lot of things Joe and I combined learned is it now we almost look at, oh my God, it's our responsibility to share this, because if not, we do the organization, the industry, the person a disservice by not doing it. And that's really became a driving force for us. And I want to thank you for recognizing that, because by doing that, it's not only that we help, I think in order to feel fulfilled in life and career, bringing somebody along and being able to share that experience, I think it's the greatest gift. I think it really gives you a feel of accomplishment, because when I see, people writing books in 60 days, we have somebody writing a book in 60 days and it takes people 3 to 5 years. Mine took 3 years,
Yeah.
And it makes me feel good. And Joe and I talk about it. This is unbelievable. Who else do we need to teach that? And that's what became our driving force. And we appreciate you being on with us today and sharing so openly and
no, it was my pleasure.
And
you actually remind me, Chef, of something that I said to Joe when I first met him, and he'll remember this. I said, wow, you guys are changing lives. That's what I said. This was much more than just the feeling that I took away from it. Wasn't like, hey, I learned some great business skills today. The feeling I took away from it was, you guys are changing lives. And that's a great feeling. I think that's a very good point, and not something that people might realize at first. And again, a major reason why they should experience it for themselves. I think they would take away a lot more than they would expect. I know I did. I thought I'd seen a lot, and I thought I knew what I was going to get out of it, and I wound up getting a lot more. And you can't do that unless you jump in for yourself and see what it's about.
Yeah.
Well,
Great.
I'd like to thank you very much I know you're super busy. And
yes, but I was happy to do this, and thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
All right. Take care. Have a great